Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina Anyango, and help me welcome my friend, Mrs.
Glorynezemma. Welcome back to our sweet home, Africa. It's always a pleasure to have you as our viewers again. All right, so once again, we have another great topic.
Okay.
We have crises that are going on in the world, so that means we have to continue focusing on the crisis for now until eventually we'll go to other topics. So our topic today is response to emergencies in Africa. So let me push the topic a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Our response and reaction to emergencies in Africa.
Okay.
We had what is going on with the coronavirus. Many of us are getting videos upon videos upon videos of how Africans are reacting to this crisis.
That's right.
So my friend and I will give insights on what we have seen, what we have heard, and then what we have even experienced living in Africa too. Because I mean, the information that is coming from us is first-hand information because we grew up there. So it's not what people are telling us.
You're right.
All right, so we'll give you insights, we'll give advice to the government, we will also give advice to the people. And then we'll compare the reaction and the response of people here to our own people in Africa, how we are responding to this global crisis. All right, so my dear friend, have you been receiving messages, videos and everything?
Yes,
how
I have.
People are reacting to this crisis.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
so
I have, because when you look at it, some of them, though this is pandemic, they call it global pandemic.
Exactly.
Our people, a whole lot of them are panicking. We have fear. Fear has set in because we are not prepared. We are not ready. Africans are not ready for this because this one requires special, special garments, special objects, special everything to take care of it, to make sure people are not dying like a little ants. Because like you said, as a nurse, the hospitals need what? Gloves.
We need masks.
Masks.
We need gloves.
Gloves.
Actually, when we talk about masks, we have two different types of masks here that we use.
Okay.
We have the regular mask and we have the N95.
N95.
Exactly.
Which one is N95?
It's the one that you use to make sure that you won't be exposed. And those are the ones that actually the doctors are using and the nurses are using to take care of the patients that have confirmed cases of coronavirus.
Okay.
So those ones are special.
So it's not a regular
It's
mask.
not a regular mask.
Okay.
And then we have gown. We have special gowns that we use.
I saw that.
Exactly. So I mean, to take care of those patients, you really have to gear up. And
ventilator. There's one they call ventilator. What is that?
Exactly. The ventilator is to sustain their breathing, because most of them, I mean, when it happens, they have difficulty breathing.
Not oxygen?
Oxygen is just the minimum that you can give them, but when they go into crisis, then they need the ventilators.
So this is real
thing. It's not a joke actually, and we're getting, I mean, cases in the hospitals. So it breaks my heart because, I mean, here we're doing our best to provide good care to these patients.
Yes.
And then I'm watching my people in Africa. They're struggling, and I'm thinking, I said, where are we going to get ventilators? Where are we going to get some of these equipment?
What about the hospital?
Yes.
Most hospitals don't even, they're not prepared. They don't even have a decent bed with a mattress.
Exactly.
And the light, depending on which area of Africa you are, some areas don't have electricity.
That's true.
And they don't have storage for some things
some
like
medications,
this.
exactly.
You understand?
That's true.
That's the point. Are the nurses, the doctors, everybody trained for this pandemic? That's another thing.
That's another thing. Because actually now it's a wake-up call.
We hear wash hand.
Where's the water?
That's another thing.
Okay.
After you wash hand, then what happens?
Exactly. All right. So I know we're going back and forth and back and forth with this, but let's go a little bit deeper. This is a wake-up call for us, and it takes us back to what we have been saying about healthcare. And unfortunately, I heard that our leaders, the politicians and the wealthy people in Africa, do not have the privilege to run out to the Western world now for care. So that means even if they contact this virus, they can't even sneak out of Africa again to be cured.
This pandemic is called equalizer.
Exactly.
That's
so
what it is. Because some of us are, some leaders or some politicians or some business people in Nigeria that have money, they always go out for
medical checkup and everything. Exactly.
Right.
Now the road is closed.
So
what are we going to do?
They have to, you know, we are all human beings, like I call it equalizer. So everybody have to get what they get, and that's a lesson though.
Exactly.
You know, this period is a lesson.
It's
it
depends
on what you come out of it, because in a classroom, no matter what a teacher said, some people come out and get A, and some people still get C. So right now, we all got to try our best to get A, or A plus even, by fixing our own environment, upgrading our own environment, updating our hospitals, having things, because over here, they have emergency workers.
And they have, exactly, and they have ambulance that you will call and somebody will come and pick you up.
And they have the number to call.
Yes.
Not like 10 numbers you want to call in emergency because you will panic.
I mean, your brain will not even remember
they
those
have
numbers.
only 3 numbers.
They have
and they
911.
teach the little children from infant. The number of, you know, when there's emergency, the number to call. So, but this one is a long number. Then when you call, who do you get?
No, but would you remember those numbers to call? And sometimes, exactly. I mean, who do you get when you call? Especially when you're in the village, who do you get?
I don't know.
All right. Okay, so it brings us back to our politicians and the people. This is a critical time, but it's also a wake-up time.
Yes.
Because I think many of us did not think that a day like this will come.
No,
but
no, I never dreamed about it.
Exactly. So our politicians, like we said, I mean, my friend called it equalizer. Now everyone is in Nigeria or in any part of Africa that you're in. You can't even get out to get medical care. All right, so I pray that all of you will be healthy and the ones that are sick will get better. But what we're going to do now is fine. I mean, this is a crisis period.
I don't need to take you back.
Okay.
Because when they say wash hand, they say there are other things like hand sanitizer. We didn't get there. Like they say use hand sanitizer, use Lysol, use this. Do you think we have places we can get it?
No, actually, it sounds funny, but I heard that some people are using whiskey or alcohol. When you go into a bus, they put a little bit of alcohol. Yeah, I'm so sorry to say it. I'm so sorry. So, you know, it sounds very funny.
We call it kai kai.
That's what I heard. I'm so sorry. They say you use kai kai, put a little bit in your hand, and then wash your hand. And then, I mean, on the WhatsApp forum, I heard someone that was using leaf as a mask. I mean, those things, we're looking at them and it sounds very funny, but at the same time, you know, we're dealing with something serious. But I pray, like I said, even if that will heal the disease in terms of, I mean, prevent you from contacting it, it's good. But once again, it's a wake-up call to our government.
Yes.
All right. We talked about our governments spending the money abroad. We talk about people, wealthy people, hiding money overseas. Right now, those money that are all hidden cannot help us. So
because they can't even go out.
Exactly.
Nobody can travel out.
That is true. So this is the time for us to sit back now and see what we have to do. So I am pleading with the government at home, and actually before the end of this episode, we'll plead with our people in diaspora. Because, I mean, you have nurses, you have doctors, you have, you name it, professionals, African professionals. Real professionals. And, you know.
In high places here.
Exactly. I have to let you know, actually, in New York, where I live, the infectious disease, they call her specialist that the Americans are consulting. It's a Nigerian, as we speak.
Of Nigeria.
It's a Nigerian
Africans.
As we speak. So this is not even what I heard, but it's someone that I know personally. This is someone that they're consulting for this infection, or this viral, you know, infection. So what I'm just saying is this: we have people, but all we need is to get them back home so that they can help.
That's right.
I know at this time we might not even get them back because they might not be able to fly back. But when this is done and gone, I think it's time to bring all our professionals back so that they can help us in time of crisis like this. I mean, we can't have people like this that are helping others and they cannot help at home. We have nurses that can, you know, do so much in Nigeria, but we are all stuck here. because we don't have good hospitals there to bring out our skills, and our people are dying. You think, we're not happy that we're doing our best here to make sure that people here are healthy, and then our own people are suffering at home. So that's why I'm pleading with the government. Please, with our problem, we will blame the government, we will also blame the people. We have so much to do at home. The doctors are going on medical missions, which is fine. These are temporary, help. But we have to start thinking about permanent help. Not just go and come back, go and come back. We have to start thinking of what to do to revive our healthcare system. So we had an episode that we pleaded with the Western world to return money that our people have hidden in the Western world, to send it back to Africa so that we can use it at this critical time to build hospitals. Because like we said, I don't know if many of you watched the previous episode. You have, the governor of New York that is building a new hospital. In China, they're building new hospitals. But in Africa, we don't even have the basic hospital to build new ones. So, this is very critical. My friend, please go ahead and say something, because I have so much to say on this.
Go ahead. It's no problem, because all we care about is what can we do to make Africa better. Because, like you said, our response, that's a topic, our response to emergencies. In emergency, what do? Do we panic? Do fear set in? Do we criticize somebody? What do we do?
Instead of helping.
Well, once it's an emergency, we have to act like it's an emergency. I had our president, Nigerian president, I now have two places when I say our president. So I had that Nigerian president or maybe other nations too, have declared a state of emergency. You can go out, you can come in, fine. We love it so that we can curtail whatever that is spreading around.
That's true.
But you close offices. You want people to go inside and sit down. Then what next? What next? What are you making available for them?
Exactly.
Are they getting money? What are they going to get? So that they can be able to sit home and sit home. I really do not know. This is what we have to think about it. Those in the House, both the Senate and the House of Reps, y'all need to get together and know what to give to the people so that they can be able to sit inside. We all do know how the country is. You got to work before you feed your children. Some of us don't even have it. Imagine when they've been quarantined. Like we said at our last episode, when we were pleading for them to return our money that is abroad. This disease do not know whether you're rich, it do not know whether you're poor. So do not sit down, fold your hand, and think it will not get to you. It will get to you one way or the other.
Or somebody that you know.
Yes.
It
will get to you somehow. Please, if you can buy a bed, buy a bed.
In the hospitals.
Yes. Put in the hospitals. So little drops of water, I always say, make a mighty ocean. If you can paint the existing hospitals, paint the existing hospitals. There are some abandoned government buildings all over, because growing up we used to have what we call a dispensary. So we go there, go look at all those old buildings, revive them.
Thank you.
Once you revive them, because this is emergency and they have to be handled like that, there must be a fund to set aside to handle things like that. You contractor, when that money gets to you, please put it to work. Don't just go and put 2% in it. Stay there trying to build it until everybody die in your hand. So build that. People who can donate gloves, people who can donate what they can donate. We got to save our people.
Yes.
Our people have to live. We cannot have money. Africa is a giant. Africa, that's where civilization started first. I don't know what happened to us. And now we all want to look outside and want other people to do our thing for us.
Exactly.
We have to start getting those good things we think outsiders have. They work so hard for it, and Africans, we work so hard. Whatever you can contribute, whatever, it could be your labor to help clear the place. If you can build, if you are like a carpenter, whatever you are, donate something. If you don't have cash, donate. Donate your time as to make this work. We cannot wait only on the government, but government, you need to do your job too. This is the time we know what we have as far as Africans are concerned. Like my friend said, in New York, even the mayors are doing things. The governors are doing things. They're not waiting only on the federal government.
That's true.
Everybody has to be on deck. Please, we got to get this. We got to have a handle of it because it is real. People are dying every day. It is real. If putting your face in a hot water is the only thing that can cure it, everybody here, nobody will be in the hospital because they have a good running water that is there. Please, whatever you can do, respond. Take away fear. Take away politics when this one, as far as this is concerned. Take away politics. People are dying. People are dying. It's a reality. Please, my dear, go ahead.
You know, thank you so much, my friend, for pleading. Because I'm going back to the government. Like I said, I mean, if you watch the previous episode, we pleaded with the Western world to return the money that we have outside the country. So what you could do now, on your own, I think you should also reach the government of the Western world to ask for the money that are hidden outside the countries, that are actually outside the continent of Africa, so that it can be returned, because this is a good time for it to be utilized. You need to build new hospitals. You need to build new everything. It's even water, like my friend said. I mean, they always say wash hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. You can only wash your hands when you have water. Yeah. So when you go to the villages, a lot of places, they don't have water.
Areas don't have water.
They don't have drinking water. Sanitation is very poor. So this is a time now to ask for your money back. Even some of you, I mean, some countries in Africa took loan from the Western world. Ask them to give it to you as grants. Because your children, us, we have worked so hard in the Western world. So we have paid our duties so well to foreigners. So it's time for us to be, you know, compensated in one way or the other. So what you have to do now, go back, ask for the money that you have in the Western world so that it can be returned, so that your people can have basic needs. Because, I mean, we have so many poor people in Africa. We don't have food, we don't have good shelter, we don't have good sanitation, health care, we don't have. So this is the time, the right time now, to take this opportunity to build what you need to build, to bring your people to a certain standard, so that when diseases like this come, we can also fight it just like any other countries are fighting it. So that's our point. My friend, I don't know if you have more things to
I have
add.
a little advice for the growing ones, leaders of tomorrow. Please, some of you are now mature, some of you are looking for a job, some of you already have a job. Let this be a lesson that you cannot embark on foreign lands for your health care, to buy good things, to live large, to put your children out there so they can go to school and get a Western education. What happened to our own continent?
Thank you.
Right now, all the money you put there, if you don't have, you don't have any way of getting it, you depend on them for your health. I don't know how you think somebody that don't know who you are, somebody that, you just entrust them with your health. Every year you have to stay in a hotel, plus your transportation, plus your feeding. And when it comes to healthcare here, hospital is so expensive.
That's true.
One day alone, let them tell you how much they pay. If we put that money together before that year comes, you can fix at least one hospital.
Exactly. Even a small clinic.
Fix one, make it like a model hospital, so that you that is rich, that money you're going to give them, they count it and donate it to that hospital.
That's true.
They will have a better lab. Because you already got people that are doctors, that are nurses and healthcare workers that are so intelligent, so smart. So you bring them back home. Get things that are working. Let's have light. We have oil. Why don't NEPA? They blame everything on NEPA. What is wrong? We need a steady light so that the doctors can be able to work day in and day out, because their job is a shift to work. So you cannot have a hospital when you don't have light.
That's true.
You cannot have a hospital when the water is not running good. You cannot have a hospital when you have 2 or 3 nurses sitting there. In case of emergency, they tell you, oh, the doctor went home. Come back. Oh, the doctor is not here. Come back tomorrow. How are you going to, how will your people survive? Let's have a heart. Your money, wherever you bank it, is not going to make a name for you.
That's true.
Do something that is remarkable, because we have things here. Like I always say about the roads, those that came before that don't know us build. Over here we have roads that people put their money to build. We have hospitals. They put their money to build it. But in Nigeria, in Africa, when we get it, it becomes our own hospital. We privatize it. So let human beings, both young and old, this is an equalizing period now. Let's learn from it. Let the leaders of tomorrow know that it's better, they say, a bird in hand worth more than millions in the bush.
That's true.
Fix your area. There is nothing in somebody else's land they can live for you freely, because it's not easy. Let's fix our road. Let's prepare for emergencies like that. Let's have ambulance that can, and train people with CPR and everything that can go if there is an emergency, and have a phone number that even a mother that didn't go to school can remember. Don't have 10, 15 numbers and you want somebody to call in the case of emergency, because it doesn't go like that. We need to make our continent, our people, to live comfortably, because if that happens, then we won't be traveling by what? What do you call it? By force? Not by choice.
By choice.
So let us travel by choice, as some of the rich people do. They travel by choice. So let everybody have that opportunity to travel by choice. That's
not
my
by force,
and not by force. Exactly. A lot of people are living, they think grass is green on the other side. Until when they get there, they find out that that's not so. Please.
Yes, yes.
Let us not keep put our people on exile unnecessarily. This is a learning moment. This is a learning period. Let all of us learn and do whatever we can to make our continent a better place.
Yes. Thank you so much, my friend. And like I said, you said it all. You've said it all, because actually there's so many things that you brought up.
Yeah.
All right. Number one, you mentioned that people should travel by choice.
Yes.
And not by force, which is very important, because the only reason a lot of us wouldn't have liked to be outside the country if, the continent of Africa is good. But many of us are even stuck outside the continent of Africa, because when we go back, we don't know exactly if we'll be able to get employment.
That's right.
So please, the government, this is a wake-up call. I know it's a very unfortunate situation.
It sure
but
is.
The strength of a man is measured in time of difficulties like that.
That's right. That's
so
right.
this is a time for you to get up and start rebuilding everywhere in Africa. Because you never know when disasters like this will strike again. It has struck many years, many years. We had about the Ebola, we had about this Spanish flu, we had about, so many episodes like this, or so many pandemics like this too. But at the same time, it's an opportunity for you to do something and bring changes. By God's grace, many of us will survive. We don't know who will get this virus, and we don't know who will not get it. But at the same time, let's build our place. Let's make it better, so that at least, like my friend said, the next generation will have comfortable life.
Yes.
All right, it's been a long episode, but there's so many things that my friend brought up that I'm just going to push a little bit deeper as you watch our other episodes. So from now on, because of this crisis, we'll be addressing all areas. In terms of what I mean by all areas, is just like all professions will be pleading with each profession, so that everyone, because in this case I know most of the time in Africa we always blame the government, but when you look at it, actually the people are equally as I wouldn't say as good or as bad. The government and the people, they're the same. They're just doing the same thing. Individuals are doing the same thing that the government is doing wrong.
Yeah.
So like we said, in this show, it's not about blaming, it's about rebuilding.
Yeah.
So let's think of what we can do to rebuild Africa. So we'll address the nurses and plead with them, especially the ones in diaspora. So we'll start series on pleading, so that people in diaspora will start heading home to rebuild Africa. We'll talk about the engineers, we'll talk about the doctors, we'll talk about the lawyers in other series. So please watch us every week as we continue to address issues in Africa and things that we need to do to make our continent better. Yes, we struggled so much in the past, but we have to move to the future and regain our position in history. So thank you so much for watching us. It's always a pleasure to have you as our viewer. So watch us next week at our Sweet Home Africa.